casting a shadow over all of sports. This is broadcasting's most listened to blimp, Sportsblimp.
Hey everyone, you're listening to the one and only Sportsblimp. I'm Will Regan, and with me as always the man who takes his sports with an ounce of Dramamine every morning. It's Eric Rantman.
Well, thank you, Will. No issues today. We're in the Sportsblimp Network studio instead of the blimp, so there's hardly any motion at all.
So the blimp makes you a little queasy.
Only when it's off the ground. Well, this is a perfect segue into a promo for the Sportsblimp broadcast next time.
Yeah, hold on to your little white bag.
Yes, we'll be flying over Scotland as we follow the U.S. women's team. They're heading into speed curling against the host country.
If you don't particularly like curling, you'll love speed curling.
Because it's
a bit faster, more speed.
Speedier, right.
Our special coverage will be brought to you by Sidewalk Electric Scooter Rental in Peoria. These fun scooters may be banned in Paris, but you can ride them in Peoria. In fact, now you can scoot around for free. Yes, thanks to the friendly folks at Crimley Orthopedic Clinic. At Crimley, they specialize in surgical and therapeutic solutions to the most common scooter injuries, like twisted knees, which can be a tear of a ligament or a meniscus. Eric, how do you read that?
Ouch. No, I think it's meniscus, yeah.
Wrist sprains or fractures are common as well, as are shoulder injuries, like either a sprain or a rotator cuff tear. Back sprains are also quite common. Nothing Crimley Orthopedic Clinic can't handle. So when you see one of those bright green electric scooters, hop on, have fun, it's free. Thanks to Crimley Orthopedic Clinic. Tell them you heard about it on the Sportsblimp and get $10 off extended physical therapy. Non-work injuries only.
So we've got a great show for you today.
Let's get right to the news.
A week of sports in a minute.
Well, first off, the Indiana Drifters, who last year won their league title in Central Division Squeakball, lost one of their star players. David Dupar was suspended, forced off the court, confined to the locker room for a drug violation.
The National Squeakball League requires players to take daily doses of Yoradopadine.
Yeah, this enables them to endure those incredibly long games, sometimes lasting 6 or 7 hours. That's a lot of sneakers squeaking on those hardwood floors.
Critics' voices are getting louder, calling the league greedy, filling the arena twice.
Yeah, they've got two separate crowds. But really, how many fans would stay for the entire game? I couldn't afford the babysitter.
Do we know why Dupar quit taking the stuff?
Well, he said little green men in the stands were telling him to stop.
Oh, well, that's a good reason.
Well, I'd stop. Wouldn't you?
We have this late-breaking story from Kansas Motor Speedway. Carl Nestor just broke the NASBUS lap speed record in his American Coach diesel pusher.
Those proudly manufactured in Decatur, Indiana. His wife, Jerry, along for the ride, making toast in the back.
She's still required to wear a helmet, right?
Oh, sure, those are the rules. A lot of women don't like to wear those. If you get to see one of those racing events in your area, anybody, I would highly recommend you take it in. It's a lot of fun.
But it's kind of loud. They take the mufflers off and really let it rip. Exciting stuff. But anyway, congratulations to Carl Nestor.
I think we got him on the news line.
Carl Nestor, is that you?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Well, now we have more late-breaking stories.
You know, I notice we always say late breaking. When did this actually break? And what does it mean to break?
Well, I mean, break means what? You went to broadcasting school. You should know the answers to these questions.
Well, I just kind of skimmed over that. I don't remember.
Well, let's get back to Squeakball.
320-pound centerline block Roman Tart just signed with the Duluth Boulders for a record-breaking $150 a game.
So much for a long-term contract. Squeakball is not the most lucrative sport, and to Tossing around that 38-pound ball has got to take its toll on the body.
It's not every athlete that has the strength and stamina to loft one of those balls into the 30-foot-high bucket.
I know Roman's not in it for the money. He just loves playing the sport and watching opponents reel backwards to the floor, trying to intercept one of his passes.
Well, let's turn to Squatball. We're midway through the season, and we wanted to assess the impact of adding the tripwire to the field.
As you know, the tripwire was added to give a little boost to the game, make for more likely that the squatter would be dislodged from his perch on the squat ball. Does it really affect scoring?
So now the slammer can run full speed and enjoy the extra boost of that tripwire to get him airborne, increasing the velocity prior to the impact there with the squatter.
By the way, this modification rendered the medical insurance void.
The matter still tied up in the court system.
Didn't this get to the Supreme Court?
Yes, but they keep losing the paperwork.
Time now for one of our exclusive player profiles, this time brought to you by Ernie's Goat Rental in Altoona, Wisconsin.
It was a dream that came true for Squatball legend Adrien Addleberry. One restless night, before a crucial college game, young Adrien faded into a warm springtime slumber, drifting in and out of wakefulness under the shade of an oak tree on his family's organic beet farm in Iowa. In his dream, Adrien was in the midst of a big game. He had just committed to his perch on the squat ball, grabbed the handles, and gritted his teeth, anticipating the collision with the slammer, who was running full speed towards him, intent on blasting Adrien off his throne and claiming 2 points for his team. Adrien could almost feel his opponent's hot breath on his neck. But instead of giving up his claim to the squat ball, Adrien was ripped from his dream by his younger brother, who had lost control of a farm tractor and run him over. After a brief stay in the hospital and some psychological and physical therapy, Adrien was able to resume his college squat ball career. Of course, as you would expect, Adrien still has trouble sleeping. Squatball legend Adrien Addleberry.
I really love hearing these personal, very moving stories. Staying with Squatball now, the Beloit Bashers were penalized 10 points in today's game against the Lansing Firehens for not having a mascot on the field. Now, in addition to the 10-point penalty, 4 of the team's administrative staff had their parking spaces revoked. The team is currently looking hard for a replacement for their Harry the Hammer costume after the actor sought political asylum last year during an international mascot convention in Bulgaria. Why are you smiling like that?
Oh, nothing. I don't want to... Should I say it? No, I'll wait.
Well, anyway, mascot auditions are still ongoing. The Beloit Bashers entertainment director Marty Maggs Brown said, so far the turnout has been poor. None of those young men have any classical, jazz, or tap training, so the search continues, as well as the penalties for the Bashers. 10 points is a lot in squat ball, and any other sport for that matter.
I think they have a guy. I'm pretty certain.
Really? Is it you?
No, it's not. Just a little tease here, folks. We have a very special guest calling into the show later. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, all right, okay. I got you. Good tease. So back to the scoreboard. One more update here. Let's go to speed curling now, and the U.S. women's team is riding high in the finals in Scotland. The lead crasher for the Americans, Laura Gulf, went head first into the wall at the first turn, but not before passing the stone off to Yanni Kinney of Eureka, California. Kinney used her size and speed to pass the stone, albeit painfully, into the hole at the end of the course, and the Americans were able to upset the South Africans 48-12. So congrats to the team, and go USA, right?
Right.
Okay.
So, I can't wait to talk to our guest today. He's a very funny man. You can watch his stand-up on open mics around the Beloit area. He was voted Employee of the Month at Chuckles Pizza Shack, where he sometimes performs as well. And here's where our two worlds overlap. He's now the new mascot of the Beloit Bashers, Harry the Hammer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dan Randy. Dan, are you there?
Hey, I just want to say the mascot thing is a maybe. I had the audition yesterday, and they said they'd call me whether or not I got it. So I'm just waiting for that call. But you go ahead. I'm
sorry. I thought you were the mascot for the Beloit Bashers. That's what you said at the Pizza Shack to me last week. I had a lot of questions about that, but it's not, it's not every day you meet a mascot of a major squatball team.
Well, I did send an email to you guys. Did you get that?
I didn't get what email?
Well, actually, I did get something here. I wasn't sure what it was. It looks like just a series of questions. So Dan, I hear that you like Mexican food.
Like it? I'm loco about it. I can eat more than Basher fans on free taco night.
Are these your jokes? Is this your act?
Here's another question. So, Dan, aren't you fed up with those professional athletes and their excessive celebrations after the score?
Yeah, the other day I was watching Squatball, and after a team scored, all the players left the bench and did a 5-minute choreographed dance. I said, "What is this? Squat Lake?" I mean, I haven't seen this many sweaty jocks dance since Footloose.
Good. Well, your material is killer, Dan, but...
You got to get the reference at the end.
I did. You referenced a movie from the 80s. Have you even seen Footloose?
No.
And Eric, stop setting him up.
Well, I'm just reading the questions that he sent in.
I'm sorry, Dan. Look, you're a funny guy, but maybe this wasn't the best thing. I don't know. Maybe...
Oh, I'm getting a call. It's them. I got to take this.
Sorry, folks.
We got to go.
He told me he was the new Harry the Hammer. I thought it was a big get for the show.
Hey.
Hey, who was it?
The mascot thing? I didn't get it.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
That's it. I'm done.
With what?
Comedy.
Hey, I know I was critical at first, but if I'd have given up, I never would have gotten my start as one of the Grand Tetons for the Yellowstone Rockheads.
I didn't know you were ever a mascot.
Yeah, and that led to some stand-up gigs on the laundromat and car wash circuit. I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Nah, I'm just a pizza guy. I'm a pizza pusher. I'm a pie jockey.
Sure, you're going to have people tell you you're not funny, but you got to believe in yourself and keep your focus. Don't give up, man. I mean, right, Eric?
Well, but comedy isn't for everyone. We all can't be, Chuck E. Cheese.
Don't think that way, right? Hey, Dan, where's that? Hey, Dan, I hear you recently got a new pet.
Yeah, it's a pig. Pigs make great pets, but every time I want to make a BLT, I look at my pig like,
He's back. Dan Randy, ladies and gentlemen.
Then I make a funny face. You got to see my expression. It's like, never mind.
Dan? He's gone. Get out there, people, and support local comics because there's no telling what they might do. Okay? Eric?
We got to go. But before we say so long, we want to invite you to post your comments about the Sports Blimp and your sports news, too. You can send them directly to speakup@thesportsblimp.com. That's speakup, one word, at thesportsblimp.com.
I want to thank you for joining us today. Remember to listen to us next time when the Sports Blimp will fly over Scotland as we follow the U.S. women's team as they head into the speed curling finals against the host country. For all the latest news and play-by-play action, keep listening to the Sports Blimp. I'm Will Regan, and for myself and Eric Randman, we wish you more than a sporting chance here at the Sports Blimp All Sports Radio Network.
Sportsblimp is produced and distributed with a grant from the Goodyear Dirigible Company in Bucyrus, Ohio. Many of America's other favorite sports are played in the shadow of the Sportsblimp.
I was critical at first, but